Alright, good morning guys. How are you? We got everything on the truck behind me. You can see it here. Sorry, the sun is really bright. It's all strapped down. We're ready to lower the decks, which is what today's vlog is going to be about. Guys, is going to be bringing your decks down, getting down to height, and doing it safely so that you're not damaging anything, and you can get all these cars delivered without any sort of issues. So guys, here we go. All right, so here's the load. As you see, I load heavy here, usually my lighter vehicle up front and a heavier vehicle on back, because then I can transfer my weight on and off my rear axles here. But this is how the load is set up. Everything's strapped down, everything's ready to rock and roll. So we're going to drop everything down now. This is the order that I do it in. As you see, these cars right here are flat. They're off the bottom down here, so we're gonna have to lower them down. And when we drop them, we're going to make sure we do it without bottoming out right here and bottoming out up here with the front bumper, which I won't have any issue on this one because it's a SUV. So we're not gonna have any problems here. But if you got a small car or anything with a low profile front end, you got to pay attention to your fifth wheel plate right here, because you can very easily drop this in, scrape the bottom of the bumper, which is kind of the, I guess, the least damage option, or you can pop a bumper. I've never popped the bumper, but I know a couple guys that have, so just keep an eye on that right there. So here we go. We're gonna drop this down, starting with our middle car, because the middle deck, you can see, is under the front deck on the belly of the trailer. So we're gonna drop this one down out of the way first. Normally what I do, I drop the back down a little bit, make sure not to hit right here, and then I drop this down, which again, you gotta remember, when you're dropping that down, make sure you don't drop your back bumper into this deck here. So you kind of walk it down. And then we're gonna come back here again, drop the back end down, which we built a lot of space here, so we got room. Again, we're not hitting. I got probably a couple inches right there, nothing major. We're gonna drop this down again, making sure we don't bottom out that back bumper. Usually now we're all the way down there and all the way down here, because I already pinned it. Once you start to learn your pins, you will learn where these go, but as you see, nothing's bottoming out. We got plenty of room. Now we're gonna come down with the front. Bring the front end most of the way down, not all the way. Then bring the back end almost all the way down, and then bring the front down and bring the back one down. Key to pay attention here is the strap right here. See how it goes underneath this? Yeah, make sure you don't set it onto this deck, which will cut your strap. So turn around and pin it. Come to this side. I don't think I have enough room. I think I'm gonna have to adjust. I'll come down here, pin it, and you're all set. Now you're not gonna cut your strap there. All right, now for the top deck. We're gonna have to come around, knock down our pins, so that way we can drop everything. So we come here, and I always start with the trailer. I did not mean to do it that way. Usually I go like this, drop it down, drop it down, drop it down, drop it down, unpin, come over to this side, same thing, unpin. We're going to drop it down, drop it down, drop, drop, and drop. I did it again. All right, try not to let them drop like that too often. I'm not going to unpin the front deck yet because we're not there. Right now, we're gonna do the back deck. So we're gonna come here, and this is the order that I do it in. I'm gonna step back real quick. I always bring this car down flush and drive and slide it in. This car forward over the hood, drop the back down, then drop the front down to where I'm comfortable. And this one, same thing. Drop the back down, drop the front down, then drive it in. Alright, and let's drop this back down. So we're going to bring this one down flat, like I always do. Normally I drop down right to where I get to my 2-stage ram top. I drop this one down to my 2-stage ram top. And now I just started working it down. Bringing it down front to back, front to back, front to back, to where you're comfortable. Now I got tons of room, but normally on this spot right here, if you have to make room coming this way, this is what you got to watch for. These, the end of your floppers into the back of your car right there. So that's what you're got to keep an eye for. But as you can see, this is a fairly small load. I got plenty of room here, so I'm not even going to bother coming any closer. Now this one, I slide forward, so I got to build space for back here. And then I bring the back end down. And then I bring the front end down to meet. Then I bring the back end the rest of the way down. Again, I got tons of space, so I'm not going to run anything all that close. And then I slide this one forward to where I'm comfortable. But as you can see right here, I got a foot of clearance. And I got rocking room right here between these two of a good 6-7 inches. And the last one I'm going to bring down and then pin everything is the back. I bring the front down. Again, I don't need to be all that close on anything, so I'm not going to try to be. No reason to be closer than you need to. There we go. And slide her back in. Got to make sure you're under that 6-foot overhang off the back. You got to watch right here in between your decks, but judging right now, everything looks fine. So I'm going to grab my height stick this, and then I'm going to pin it. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, everything's fine. 13.6 cleared everything. Nothing's even close, so I'm actually lower than I need to be. So we're just going to leave it sit here. This is the order that I do it in and the way I count it. I'm going to take this one, start here. See that hole? The pin right there, I'm going to be 3 below it. So 3 below. Then I'm going to come here. This hole, I'm going to go in hole number 3. Just seems to be where I load this deck almost 100% of the time. So it makes it pretty easy. That front one will adjust a little bit, but for the most part, I'm going to be right around that hole. And up, 3 below. And this one, we're going to have to count up. So we're going to go here. I don't know if you saw that. I put it here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And to this one, looks like probably going to be in hole number 8. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hole 7. This one is going to be what I call on the button. Right on that hole. I didn't make it. So 1 below. And this one's going to be 3 above. So now, what I got to remember is the way I say it in my head is 6, 7, 1 below, 3 above. Now I'm going to come back to this side and do it backwards. So it's going to be 3 above. So there's the spot. 1, 2, 3. I couldn't get on it. Oh, didn't make it, so I'm going to have to adjust. Raise it up just a hair. 1 above. I'm 1 below. And this one's 7. So I thought it was going to be 8, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one is It's gonna be 3 below, which I don't think I'm gonna make it. I'm not going to, so I gotta adjust that one too. Adjust, which is why I always start on the opposite side, on the passenger side when I'm counting, because on the driver's side, if I got to adjust, your all your valving is right here. So look at it, 1, 2, 3 below, which is right there. And then I'm going to drop everything onto the pins. On, 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 and on. Now I am done with the trailer. I'm also going to, when I'm done, I do a walk around the entire truck, making sure all my pins are set. But I know they're set because I dropped every one of my decks onto those pins and I heard the thunk as they got onto the pins. But always, always, always double check. It's not worth the risk of saving. If you don't double check, what, about 30 seconds, 15 seconds for that walk around? Not worth it. So I'm gonna come here because this deck settles onto these pins a little bit. I know they're gonna be tight and I'm not gonna be able to get them out, so I'm gonna raise it up just a hair. Everything's raised up. Now I can drop my pins. So I drop, drop, drop. I don't know about you guys, but my front deck here, you can literally see it. I got 3 holes. It's the only ones I ever use. But drop, drop. It's down. And I'm gonna loosen these and I'm gonna describe what you gotta watch for when you're doing this. So, there we go. Get all those loose. Now, the thing to watch for, if you have a big truck or anything, watch your deck here to the hood here. And then when you're dropping, if these are really close, which they would be a lot closer if I had heavier vehicles on, this whole load might weigh 75,000 pounds. Nothing is going to be even in the vicinity of being close to weight. But if this is a lot closer, you do have to pay attention and walk back here a couple times and check to make sure that you're not going to smash into these. And if you got like a 2500 down here, you got to make sure you're not dropping this down into the hood here. So here's the order I do. I'm going to start with my middle, nope, sorry. I'm going to start with sliding this deck back a little bit. Gain me some space. Even if I'm not going to leave it back, I slide it back to gain me room between the bumper. Now, my middle deck, you see I'm going to drop down towards the back end of this car. Stay about 8-10 inches above it. You can see right here, I got a lot of distance. Stay above that car. Now I can drop this one down and bring it back in without having to worry about running into the bumper. So I'm going to drop the front down, which usually on these you don't drop down very far, and now I'm going to bring the back down. And I'm going to finish bringing the front down and slide back in. Watching my bumper up here. That's close enough. I don't need to get any closer than that. Come down just a little bit more here. All right, that looks good. Now the last thing I got to do is drop that one down. Then I'm gonna height stick it and pin it. So let's drop the front down, because in the beginning we raised that EcoSport up, so we didn't have to worry about hitting the front bumper with this deck. So everything's down, guys. I'm gonna grab my height stick real quick. I'll be right back. All right, we made height. Now we're gonna pin. I always start here. This one is almost always all the way up. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come around to this side. And it's gonna be the same thing. 5th hole, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one all the way up, and just like the front, I pinned this side, the driver's side of the truck first on my car. So that way if I gotta adjust the other side, I can. If I pin the other side, then come over and do this side, and I have to adjust, I gotta walk all the way back around, adjust, come back over here, finish pinning. By doing it like this, you don't lose time. So I'm gonna come here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is probably gonna be in between hole 10 and 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Look at that. It's just because I almost always use the same spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, everything's down. You can see I've done everything. Everything is down. Now I've ended on this side of the truck, my load bar, this right here. It's the last thing I do. My load bar goes back in my truck. So by doing that, I could walk this way and just go right to my truck. Or to be safe and double check, I can now walk and check all my pins, all my straps, walk all the way around the trailer. It's one last step, but it's not much to do. Double checking everything. Walk through, check, 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 check. All my pins are set. Everything's sitting on the pins. All my straps are good. And now look, I'm at the door. And that's the thing. Guys, what I want you guys to think about is, look, what did that take me? 15, 20 seconds? I put my load bar back in my truck, and what did I do? I was just safe, double checked my entire trailer. None of this is ever going to sit down on one of my cars below it. So there we go. I've dropped the trailer down, checked the height, pinned it. Dropped the truck down, checked the height, pinned it. Started on the passenger side, walked all the way around the back of the truck, all the way back up front, and guess what? Everything is safe. I don't have to worry about any of this having an issue when I'm going down the road now. Now, you do have to check your straps because sometimes they slide off of a tire. But other than that, I don't have to worry about my decks moving. That's the key, is all those decks back there are gonna be safe, and I'm not gonna have to worry about damaging anything because of that. Now again, I'm going to have to check my straps every couple hours, which is good to get out and stretch your legs anyways. So I'll check all my straps. If any of them have fallen off, I'll put them back on. But other than that, guys, we're done. We just loaded the truck. It's all on there safely, and we're ready to hit the road. So guys, I'll see you later. I gotta finish taking this up to St. Louis, and I'm going home. Catch you guys in a bit. Thanks.